Okay, so we're back at it. We're getting these doors painted here. As you can see, they're looking all right. Let me get a little touch up there. You can see a little bit, and of course on the doors using a foam roller, just a little bitty weenie roller, little foam roller. What I've done already over here is I've cut in the corners here, the long edges, and the bottom there, and pretty much all I'm using this roller for is to get it the nice finish. And as you can see, right when you put it on, and this foam roller is a little bit dry, so it's not absorbing like I want. But what you're looking for is you're looking to get this blotted kind of almost as if it was from the factory type of texture to it. Nothing big, but the nice part about it is, and what the goal, got a little splat there. What the goal really is to get this stuff as smooth as possible, I guess you could say, to where as it lays down, as it sets up, and as it as it does its curing process, it lays flat. And you don't want to leave it on there too long. And sometimes when you got dry rollers, they will dry roller naps, they will stick on you. So be careful of that. I always point mine down like this when I'm going horizontal, because if you do this, they have a tendency to stick because these are just free floating. There's no mechanism in there that's making them roll. It's not like a regular roller nap and roller frame. These literally just slide on to the little piece of metal there. You just slide them on, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am, there you go. So as I'm going, I want to use up all of the paint that's in there. You'll have a little bit of lineage like that, and that's fine. You just come back over it, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am, and we're rolling. You're rolling. See, it's real simple. So start with your cut ends in the corner. Use my little cheapy brush here. And what I like to do is I like to get in there, just give me a little dab, get it nice and thick around these edges on your second coat. Smooth a little bit on the edge there. Bring it over here like so, boom, 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 and just smooth it out. The lines should settle down as long as it's not too hot in the room and your paint's not too dry. They should settle down a bit. If you're worried about it, use a little bit of the with a little paint conditioner. Off the top of my head, I forget what the hell it's called. I'll remember probably in like 5 minutes. But see, you go back in, get your roller, nap right in there nice and tight, boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Twist it around. Beat it down. Look at that. You ain't no clown. You got this. Anybody can paint. I promise. These are just my little tips to getting the door done. I realize this video is not the best at all. That's because I'm holding my phone with one hand, rolling with the other one. But as you go, you'll get better and better. You want to kind of have some natural light if you can. That way you get a good idea. And like there's one of the doors that I just wrapped up with. There's another door I just wrapped up with. Boom, bam, some trim. Went through and hit all this trim just now. So it's not too hard to do, folks. And if you have skinny, where your roller won't fit in there, boom, bam, like that, you just go side to side and roll it side to side. Here, I'll show you that real quick. You don't want to have too much paint on these deals because they will hold a lot of paint and they'll smear. It'll smear. Watch. So we'll have some smears this first round. We just bring it down, bring it down, bring it down, and the farther down you get in this slender little crevasse, the more it starts to settle down. Then you bring it back up, bring your roller back up, and see how it's setting down there real nice now. And you want to do this a couple of times. And, you know, just kind of skip it a little bit down, bring it down here, gets the paint on there, boom, 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 boom. There you go. Look at you go. There, see? It's not, this stuff is not complicated, folks. Excuse me. But as you can see, we're smoothing out a lot of the little wrinkles that the brushes left. We're getting a lot of good adhesion because it's almost that first coat is almost like a primer coat. And this is the back of a closet door, so I mean, ultimately, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, this is a flip house, and it's not a very expensive flip house at that. And the folks don't have a huge budget. They want me to just get it done as fast as I possibly can because they need to get it off the market. So I don't usually, I'm not compromising on quality, but like I said, this is a non-traffic area, and you won't see this door unless you open it. You know, you won't see the backside of it, and even at that, it spends the majority of its life closed, and you know, you're going to be good. You know, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's the back of a closet door. So I always try for perfection, but on this particular project, we don't have the luxury of the time, because honestly, if I was gonna do these doors from start to finish, I would have pulled them off the hinges and I would have sprayed them. But you can use a foam roller to achieve pretty decent results on your doors. So again, here we're going with this one. As you can see, I got the connecting rod pointed down so that this foam roller nap can freely float. And I just go back and forth, come back up to the little schmear that we had up there. Boom, bam. Let me get these little edge. A lot of times you'll get edge drips like this. That's fine. You just go in, boom, bam. Thank you, ma'am, for the slam. Make sure you got your bar down. And we go. Now I'm going to bring it down here a little bit. Use up some of that excess that we got. Hit those edges again, just like that. Smooth out any of that. Go back down there like that. And you can do this as fast as you feel comfortable, but if you're gonna go fast, just remember you will get some paint splatters. Paint will fly across the wall or off of the roller nap and onto the wall and or the carpet or flooring, which you don't want to have to deal with that. Although most of the new flooring, LVTs and stuff like that are pretty forgiving and you can wipe them. Carpet, on the other hand, not so forgiving. I wouldn't want to spill this white paint on some brand new carpet, but we're going to get another little roll there. See, as you can see, we got a couple dry spots. So we're just going to go hit the dry spots, boom, bam, like that, get them nice and wet. And at this point, all we have left on this door after about, I don't know, 10 minutes tops on this door, backside of it, all we have left is a few spots to touch with this roller and we're good. So I mean, on average for me, you know, if I'm not holding a camera and all that jazz, I can usually knock out one of these doors with a foam roller and brush in about 10 minutes or so, give or take, 15 minutes tops. But for you guys, if you're just starting out doing it, don't be afraid. Just remember, if you absolutely fudge it and you make a real bad mistake, you put on paint too thick or it's too sloppy, you got too many lines. If you have metal door, you can just use yourself a little razor scraper. If you have a wood door like this, a wood craftsman door, what I would recommend is using a plastic putty knife, and you can go in and you can actually scrape off any of the portions that you don't like or you're not happy with. And I would recommend using the plastic because you can, you know, it's it's a lot more difficult to dig into the wood and leave any kind of permanent damage to the door if you were, you know, hitting it with plastic. You know, a lot of people will use little razor blades and stuff. That's fine if you're comfortable with it. You know, I'm not going to knock you if that's what you can do, but you know, I don't, just because it's a pain in my butt. Plus, I try not to leave too many ridges or anything that's going to be noticeable after I'm done. Although, you know, like I said, being that this is on the back door, not so concerned as much as if it was on the front door. You always want to have the fronts of your doors looking as pristine as possible, i.e. those doors just look pretty immaculate there. And that was all achieved with a brush and roll. So you don't have to have a fancy sprayer to get these doors done the way you want them. You know, just a quick little boom bam with my little cheapy paintbrush. A little I guess a inch and a half angle brush, a little cut-in brush that I like to use every now and again. So boom, just kind of feather out your paint. I don't like how that's sitting down, but more I'm worried about just getting in these corners. I'm not really worried about the big flat surfaces like here, because guess what? When you get a little extra on there, like you see now, go through with your paint roller, knock them down. Still don't like it, scrape it a little with your nail, go back in, boom bam, thank you ma'am, that was a great plan, wham bam, wine and dine ya. Where did I find you? Probably somewhere south of China. There you go. And that's how to get these doors. Now, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and let you guys watch me do the full coating on it, but, you know, that's how it goes. Just trying to get you guys a rough idea of how it should look, how the process goes, and, you know, that's it. And here's going to be it's going to be your finished product, just like that. Full on paint, everything looks good, everything is good. So, that being said, my name is Dogar, and that's another little lesson. Oh, tree down, tree down. I would also recommend wiping the door down with a rag first before you even start. Slightly damp, not damp enough to keep moisture on the door, but just damp enough to get the dust off. It really helps. So, all right, till next time. Thanks, folks.